y'all, what is up YouTube fam? Your boy is back on his grind one more time, and in this video, man, I actually filmed a lot of it earlier and I did it in so many clips and it was just so chopped up and everything, and I was kind of all over the place as I was trying to get this done. So I decided just to kind of redo the whole thing, and then I'll probably insert clips here as needed to kind of discuss what I did. So anyways, on this particular video, it's been a while since I actually made a video, but I wanted to actually film this one because I've installed a new transmission cooler, and the reason why I have done it is because the original cooler that I have located, let me flip this camera around, I actually have located down here. You guys might not be able to see it, but if you can see this metal shroud right here, you can probably see just the top shiny part of it. Well, right under that is the transmission cooler, and it's basically kind of like two coolers stacked and then a fan right under it. And I believe what had happened is I originally had it located down here, and I'm going over this again for some of you guys that are newer to the channel. I had it actually mounted under here, and I just kind of put it there temporarily. Thought it'd be a good location, which it wasn't bad, but it just hung really low. If you can see, my intercooler hangs a little low, but then it actually hung a little bit lower than that, but it was kind of tucked up behind it. So one day I clipped it coming out of a parking lot, and so I was like, let me go ahead and relocate it. So I tucked it up under here, and then what I had found was causing the coolant to run hotter. When it was down tucked under here, man, it was nice and cool, because it was getting so much like clean, crisp airflow with no obstructions. But now that it's here, what I think it's doing is it's pulling when the fan actually cuts on, because it cuts on at 180. When the fan actually cuts on, it's pulling warm air from the engine bay through it, and I think that's why it's getting hot. So I made that shroud, and I think the shroud helped a little bit, but not much. It just gets so hot under here, man. So what I decided to do is, instead of just relocating it again, because it's one of those remote style coolers that you can just mount pretty much anywhere under the car, it took me a lot to make that bracket and that shroud and everything to kind of tuck under there and running the lines and all that. And it's a great location for it. I just didn't really want to mess with it again. So what I thought that I would do is I would just mount another cooler here, exactly where I have it. So this is the other cooler. Now, I originally had my cooler here before. I just had one of these kind of plate and fin style coolers from Derail, and it actually worked great, but I don't know if my transmission was just kind of, it was a junkyard transmission. I just kind of took a chance on it, but it ended up burning up, and I don't know if it was because of the cooler or not. But since I got the transmission fixed, I decided to upgrade the cooler, which I put down there. But then now I decided to run a second cooler, which I did a lot of research on this, and I have heard and seen people run a secondary cooler. Now the reason I am doing it is because I really don't want to relocate that cooler again, and since I already had a cooler here before, I thought that it would be really efficient if I have the pressure line feed that's coming out of the transmission to this cooler here, because it's getting all that fresh forced air in from the front of the car. It goes straight through the grill, right through there, and it would help cool the fluid a lot quicker and a lot more efficient. Then I could have the fluid that goes through this cooler out to the secondary cooler, and then have that fluid go out back to the transmission. So pretty much it'll be like a second cooler. Also, what it also will do is it will not allow the fan to work as much, because hopefully the air will be a lot cooler coming through there as I'm driving. So anyways, that's the thought. And I actually have already driven the car because it's already installed, and it actually cools a lot better. Granted, it's about 20 degrees cooler now than it was when I was driving it those few times in the summer where I saw the temps rise up to like 210. But yesterday it was kind of hovering about 150, and that was a lot better. So it was even a lot cooler than it was prior when I had it tucked under below. It was kind of hovering about 180. So when I reference those temps to my Escalade right there, because it's the same motor and same transmission that's in that, and that's in this, and then that, those temps stay really cool. I mean, they'll kind of hover about 130 for a while, then it'll go to like 150 to 130 depending on how long I'm driving it. So I always kind of reference those temps in regards to this, and I think now with this being right behind the grill, I think we are good to go. What I'll probably do now is just kind of show you guys from my previous videos that I already filmed what parts I got, and kind of all how it looks. And then I'm gonna go ahead and fix one thing on this, and then I'll chime back in here. I thought this would be a great idea, being that I've ran this style of cooler before, and actually I ran this particular cooler right here, and it's about a ½ inch thinner than this style, which is I'm running right here. The only thing is it has these style fittings here, and the reason why I didn't get this one again is because these fittings actually kind of got brittle over time, and then it ended up kind of like just breaking off. Well, not really breaking off, but when I tried to take the line off, it was stuck, and I had to twist and turn it, and then it actually messed up the fitting right here. So I decided to go with this one, this style, the plate and fin style. And if I flip it over, it actually looks like this. So you get all that hardware with it and everything, and it also comes with 2 screw-in barb fittings. So that's the ones that I wanted, a little bit more heavy duty. But the other reason why I went with this one too is because I think it'll be a little bit more efficient in cooling, and also it holds I think 4 more fluid ounces than my other one. So this is the 9000 series brand or line, and then this is the 8000 series. Now this is the one that I had before. I'm not sure which one it was, but this I bought one from the series 8000, but this time I went up a notch. If I didn't show you the part number before, this is the part number here, 13614. We shall see. So now these are just a series of fittings that I had to get to make it work, especially with my existing lines. So what I have is 2 different hose-in swivel fittings. This one I already had, because so that's why it's a different color. I actually have it for my my Regal, which is the extra one. So this is another one that I bought. Same style, same everything. It's just 2 different colors. Those are the part numbers for them there. This one is a union fitting. Now the reason why I got this is because I'm going to actually join 2 lines together. I'm going to make a new line to join from one end that's going to go to this, and then I'm going to hook up the other end to my existing line that's going to be coming from the transmission. So my line from the transmission is going to go to this end, and then my new line that I'm going to make, that I'm actually going to mate one of these 2, is going to go to that union, to this. My new line is going to come out and then go to this new cooler that's going to be mounted here. Then I'm going to have my outline go to the other cooler at the bottom. Now I'm going to have a couple ends that are going to be kind of open, and that's what's going to actually hook up to the barb fittings that are going to be on the cooler themselves. And so there are these 2 barb fittings here. So the 2 lines that I'm going to have open will have these ends on it. And again, this is just the extra one that I had from my Regal, because I did all new transmission lines for that. So these actually just hook on to the open end of the transcooler lines, and just kind of makes it for a nicer look. But then it also has these clamps that you can screw down and cinch them down to make them tight. So that's why I have those, and then everything else should hook back up as normal, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. So I started to think about it. I was like, man, I should have bent them far enough so this is actually behind it, but oh well, you're not really gonna see it, especially through my grill. And so it's just gonna kind of be like that from now. If it really bothers me, I'll just paint them black or something. You'll never see it. So this is what it looks like right there. And I don't think it looks that bad. Let's see if I can shine the light from the top here. Yeah, I don't think it looks too bad there. So the main thing is it's getting sufficient airflow, and that's what I want. All right, y'all, after a couple hours later, good grief. The thing is finally all put back together. It probably looks the exact same from when you guys saw it before, and it pretty much is. However, I took all these both fittings out. Now this is the one that was leaking up here, but they're kind of tight and hard to get to, and I couldn't get that hose off without unscrewing this fitting. Initially it was just a pain. I actually came up with an idea later on that actually helped me get that one off a little faster. And I hate when that happens, man. You know how you work on trying to, install something or loosen something, and it takes about 2 hours to do, and then you figure out something at the end, and then you go to try to attack it again, and it literally takes like 5 minutes on the next one. But anyways, it's in there. I took both fittings off, and I actually just went ahead and re-sealed them both with some Teflon tape. And then just for a little bit of added assurance, I put some additional thread sealant just at the tip of that fitting. So that way it just kind of snugged it up just a little bit more. Probably a little bit of overkill, but that's okay. It's been sitting for a little while, and I was gonna try to start it here to see if I had any leaks. I don't know if this takes any cure time as far as the paste, because I put like I said, a little bit of little Teflon paste or whatever this stuff's called, Permatex thread sealant. So again, probably a little bit of overkill because I already used Teflon tape, but I just put just a little bit on, not much, just to get a little bit of added assurance. But it definitely feels a lot snugger, a lot more tight, and I cinched them up pretty good. So I'll probably just go ahead and start it and then see what it does. Let it run for a while and cycle through. Again, this is the pressure line here, so I would assume it would leak there first if it did, and then this really shouldn't have a whole lot of pressure on it as it's the return. So I don't know, we'll see, man. So we'll kind of just see how it goes. Let me just try to go ahead and start it here. Hopefully it starts. Sit y'all down. All right, y'all. So it is safe to say that she running good. She running good. No leaks. Double check, triple check. I let it run for a while. No leaks. I guess the ultimate test would be driving it, but even when I kind of was letting it idle before, it would still kind of seep a little bit. Well, first it was really leaking, and then I tightened it down. It was seeping, and then I just wasn't comfortable with it. My OCD set in, and I just had to fix it, y'all. I just can't leave anything kind of like half-assed, you know. So, but yeah, man, it's all in there now. So I've already driven it. I drove it yesterday, last night for a while, and temps have definitely gone down, and I'm happy with it, and I think it's gonna work perfect. Yeah, y'all, that's just gonna conclude this video. I am happy to get this done. I know some people have asked about the Nova parking sign before, where it says Nova parking only. So when I was 16, my first car was a 1974 Chevy Nova. Got it from my stepdad's best friend's parents, who bought it brand new in 74. His mom died like a month after purchasing it, and she just drove it to the grocery store and back. Then it stayed in the family, and then it was undriven for 19 years. Licensed kind of off and on, or registered at least. And then I took it in 1994, 4 or 5, I can't remember. Whenever I turned 16, got that car, hated it. It was like this copper, weird brown color, tan interior, brown carpet, brown dash. It wasn't the car I wanted. I wanted like a Cadillac or something like that. But actually ended up really loving it. And I remember my stepdad said, watch, people will appreciate this car. They'll probably try to buy it off you, and you'll learn to love it. And sure enough, I did. Kind of went through some phases of me kind of, you know, paint job here and there, and it was all candy apple red with gold flake. It was really, really nice. Engine was all done. I got a 327 out of my brother's 65 Impala. It was totally rebuilt, stuck that in, and the engine was like super clean. Maybe I'll try to find some photos and put them in here. Yeah, it was super clean. Really nice car. Had that car for about 17 years, and I told myself I would only sell it if I got a convertible. And sure enough, my uncle had a 71 Buick Skylark convertible, and I got that from him. And then I ended up keeping both cars for a while, and I was moving a lot at the time, and so I just had to get rid of one of them. So eventually the Nova sold, went to a good home, sold it to a family down in Utah, and that's actually where I was living at the time. They wanted it to use it as a they built this big motor, like big block, whatever. And the car that they were going to put it in, the truck they're going to put it in, was too far gone. It was so far rusted, so they were looking for something clean that they could put that motor in, and something that he could build with his kids. So went to a good home, so I'm happy about that. It's in Utah, or I don't know where it's at now, but that was some years ago, so at least I didn't have to see it anymore. It's out of sight, out of mind, but I'll always have a special place for that Nova. That's why I have this sign here. So I've had some cars over the years, man. I've had a couple Grand Nationals. I had that Buick Skylark convertible. I had a couple different G8s, GT models, man. Those things fly. And but but yeah, I mean, now I'm just kind of building my own collection, so to speak. So this Chevelle will be the last one, man, at least for now. And then, you know, who knows what happened after that. I've been kind of eyeing, you know, another convertible, but we'll see. I can't add another one to the collection. I'd probably have to just sell one or get rid of one or whatnot, or you know, who knows, maybe I'll combine all three and just get a nice ass super dope ride and super clean. I don't know, but this Caprice right here, man, this out of all of them probably the most hard for me to get rid of. I don't think I could part with it, man. I mean, for as much as me and this car has been through, and from what it has gotten me through when I was going through a rough patch in my life, man, and I was able to take a lot of that negative energy and turn it into positive energy with this car. And this car actually means a lot to me, man, so I don't know if I could actually get rid of it, but you know, who knows. So anyways, I'm just gonna conclude this video, man, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Definitely stay tuned for more, because there's more to come. If you're new to the channel, thank you. If you're new to the channel and you're just watching for the first time, think about hitting that like button, subscribe, and share, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'm out of here. Deuces. Peace out.